Right.
For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants.
Right, so that's when it says on Matthew chapter 22, go to Matthew 22 verse 9.
This is Matthew 22 verse 9. Go ye therefore to the highways, and as many as ye find, bid to the marriage.
That's us meeting the Lord. When we come out here, go into the highways and the hedges, okay? Trying to compel the elect of our nation, the believers among our people, to come into this truth, man.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead, man. So that's the scripture that cuts through the guys out there that say that we don't have to be out here on the highway. Go ahead.
And it says, but he answered and said, verily, I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you.
Where you at?
Oh, Matthew 22, right? In Matthew 22 verse 9, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways on your cut, and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good.
Okay, so we're out here to tell our people that they're Israelites, they're the real Jews. So-called Negroes of West Africa, so-called blacks in North, Central, and South America, they're the real Jews, they're Judah. You so-called white people running around calling yourselves Jewish, you're not the real Jews, you're imposters. Okay? We're out here to tell our people that. And it's amazing that when I said that, that cracker woman walked down the road. She was standing there, the second I said that, she walked off. But they don't want to accept it. Okay? A time of economic collapse is coming for you so-called white people, man. Okay? You Edomites. Your world is going to end, man. Very, very soon. Okay? So read on, man.
Matthew 22, verse 10. So those servants went out to the highways and gathered together all, as many as they found, both bad and good.
Right, so that's why he said five foolish and 5 wise virgins. He said found many, from bad ones to some good ones. Okay? Go ahead.
And the wedding was furnished with guests.
And the wedding was furnished with guests. Go ahead.
And when the king came in to see the guests,
the king, Yahweh Shai, he's the king, okay, the king of righteousness, of Malak or Tazadak, I believe it is. Okay, Melchizedek in the reincarnation. Okay. When he comes, okay, to invade planet Earth, he's coming to conquer, man. He's coming to conquer all the military armies of all nations. Okay, our Lord and Savior, he's coming back to terrorize planet Earth, man. Okay, he's coming to deliver and to destroy, man. Go ahead.
yeah, it says, and when the king came in to see the guests, and he saw that a man which had not on the wedding garments, and he said unto him, friend, how comest thou hither not having a wedding garment?
Yeah, so he saw one of the 5 foolish virgins. They didn't have their oil, man. They wasn't ready. They wasn't prepared. Because they were too busy being simple. Okay? Because the scriptures tell you that as many as them that are given, from them will be much required, man. Okay, so they was given this truth. So when the Lord comes to check all those that was given the truth, and they ain't got fucking to answer. Excuse my language, they don't have nothing to respond back and say. The most are going to require it from you, man. So you have certain guys that came into the truth and dropped out, man. That put their hands to the plow and turn back. Okay? And that's why it tells you that they're not fit for the kingdom, they're not fit for deliverance, man. Most are not going to honor a man that is not able to endure. Like a good soldier. It tells you that in 2 Timothy. Endure hardness as a good soldier.
I got something wrong.
So this truth, by coming into this knowledge, is all about endurance.
In terms of the garment, it says, this is Baruch 5 verse 2. Cast about thee a double garment of righteousness which cometh from the Most High, and set a diadem on thine head of the glory of the everlasting.
Yeah, that. And really, that's a diadem, a crown of honor. That's talking about his riches, his truth.
That's right.
Okay, because it tells you about the Lord making known the riches of his glory towards the vessels of mercy. One way he's doing that is by giving us this truth, the keys to the kingdom. That's how we make it to the kingdom, through this knowledge. And what's part of this knowledge is part of these riches is knowing the name, man. Knowing the name of Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. Okay? That's the keys of knowledge. Alright? That's why if you check all these other camps that call upon Jesus Christ and all these other names, there's no knowledge in those camps, man. They don't really know the truth 100%. When you come to GMS, because we call on the name, okay, because we go out to the house, we do everything the scriptures say, no other camp can deal with us, man. Because we do everything that the scriptures say that the men of the Lord are supposed to do. We trimmed our lamps, there's no other camp that make videos about the microchip other than us, man. Alright?
Speaking of that, I just did like two parts. I mean, it was really just about an hour, but I did like an hour of a video concerning the mark of the beast, and I did another video prior. So basically, the brothers in Great Millstone, like this brother's saying, I mean, we on it, man. We on the prophecies.
We're on top of shit. We fit everything that is say that a man was going to do. If a man is a rat, you're meant to get rid of that leaven. It's leaven if the whole camp we do all of that. Brothers are ordered. You know what I'm trying to say? Right, we're breaking down the scriptures correctly. We're prophesying to the wind, meaning we're out here in the highways and byways. Alright? We're teaching about the elect. We teach the true name of the Lord. Alright? Teach that America's gonna be destroyed. That's part of trimming your lamps, man. Okay, having that oil and making your light shine before men as lights in the world.
Oh yeah, I got another one too, man. It speaks about you put a candle in the bushes. Yeah, so it says, I think it's in Matthew 22. Let me see real quick. Okay, this is Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
A city that is set on a hill, you can't because it's right in plain sight. It's right here on the hill. Where
neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
Neither do men light a candle. Why are you gonna light a candle and hide it somewhere?
What's the benefit of that?
You know what I'm saying? Here it is, this dark as hell. You hiding the same shit that's gonna give you the ability to see where you're going. Go ahead.
But on a candlestick, and give it light unto all that are in the house.
Right, so that's what we're going to read on.
It says, let your light so shine before men.
Let your light so shine before men. Let your lamps shine before men.
That they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
So how do we do that? How do we let our light shine before men? We come out to the highways and byways. Okay? God is cooped up inside the building, right? During the winter time and the summertime.
Dark room too.
The dark, there's no candles open. Yeah. We're gonna come out to the highways and byways with it. And let our light shine before men, because right now the scripture says gross darkness has covered the people, man.
I'm gonna get that too. And this is Isaiah 60, verse 1.
Because the Bible is a mystery, is a code book. That's why it said it tells you how get that.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise and shine, for thy light is come.
See, there you go. Let your light shine. This is our lamps. Arise. Arise meaning because right now we're in the valley of dry bones. We were dead. We were in a dead state. We're in the grave. That's why it says arise. You know what I'm saying? It tells you in Ezekiel 37, it tells you how that army stood up an exceeding great army. Okay? So we're that army, man, rising back up from the dead, resurrected from the dead on the spiritual level. Okay? Because we were dead to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? We were living to the world. But once we knew this knowledge, that's when we died to the world, man. When we started living according to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's right. Okay?
I got another one, huh?
So that's how we're arising. That's how we're shining. Okay? For our light is come. We're coming out here into the highways and byways, man. Go ahead, man.
This is Revelations 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
That light, that is truth, the spirit. Okay? Go ahead.
And they stood upon their feet.
They're arising. Go ahead.
So you gotta feel the scriptures now. And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Great fear fell upon. That's why you got certain Edomites bugging out. They come into the camp and they bugging out, man, for good. It's on the internet, man. Brothers be out there, camp strong, 8 man deep. And there's Edomites coming up. You know, they rule everything, they own everything. But they're bugging out by words, man. We're just speaking. But they're bugging out. Why? Because this truth that we're saying is convicting them, man. It's making them feel ashamed, man. Okay? They're starting to see that, oh, wow, man, these people, these guys, you know what I'm saying, they're the Jews. Okay? If they're the Jews, that must mean I'm fucked because
we done screwed them up.
We screwed them up. That means, you know what I'm saying? That's why they don't want to acknowledge us as being the Jews. So a lot of these Edomites, man, you so-called white people, you don't want to acknowledge us as being the real Jews. You're just black, you're Africans. Because that's your way of undermining us, man. Okay? We're out here to tell you that we're not Africans, man. Okay? You don't tell us who we are, we're telling you who we are, man.
Right.
Okay? How the hell can you tell us who we are?
Right.
Like this is plantation shit. We're telling you who we are. Okay, we're the children of the Most High. Okay, we're the chosen people. Okay, and now that we told you so-called white people that you don't want to have no respect, you don't want to acknowledge that. All right. That's why I said great fear fell upon you because it's putting you in fear to acknowledge the fact that we're God's chosen people, that you have to respect us. Okay, that we're supposed to be over you. Right.
Just to add on what you were saying as well, you know, in terms of these old Edomites, these old scramble-minded Edomites bugging out on the internet, you had this one guy called, Division of Christian. This guy's bugging the hell out, man. Because he haven't made a video in like 2 weeks. Like he normally makes videos about the Illuminati and, you know, the different celebrities and stuff like that. But he hasn't did a video in 2 weeks. He's just been focused on the Hebrew Israelites non-stop. So it's getting into these levels now. You know what I mean? They can't take it. That's just the thing right there.
That's it. You got guys like what's his name? There's different vocab Malone, Dr. James White.
Yep.
You know, all these guys that all coming to us. If we're nobodies, why the hell are you so bad with us?
Right. That's right.
Because great fear is falling upon you. You got certain Edomites making videos saying that these guys are the Israelites. You have certain Edomites making videos acknowledging that they're Edomites. So obviously for them to be sitting down making videos and uploading it, that obviously means something that we're saying is getting to them.
And there's just one more thing, Dragon. I'm gonna give it back to you now. Even this one guy on this, there was another Edomite out there. I forgot his name, but I did a video about him, and he was saying something. Well, it wasn't just me. It was many brothers that did a video about this guy, man. This crackpot. So he said something to the effect of how, them Hebrew Israelite guys, they're nothing but dirty, ghetto thugs. So if we're dirty ghetto thugs, I'm roughly paraphrasing what he was saying. If that's what we are, then why are you pinpointing? Why are you teaching me? Why are you pinpointing us to your congregation if we're dirty thugs? You see, because it all goes back to what the brother's saying, that great fear fell upon them.
That's why these Rothschilds, don't say they're sending agents. Don't say that they're sending agents and spies to spy out our people. Okay? Alright? You know they're doing it. Yeah, bro. Say that. You tell me. This is basically the truth. The truth. No, we're not religious, we're nationalists. We're about nations. You know, the Bible doesn't say anything about black people, white people, and yellow people, and native people. It says, it specifies the names of the nations. The Ishmaelites, the Israelites, the Cushites, the Hamites. So we're out here to tell people who they are according to their biblical nationality. To tell our people, listen, the kingdom's coming from them. These people, they're the Jews, Judah. Okay? They're the Israelites, they're the people of the Bible. We're not Africans, we're not black. We're not Egyptians. Yeah, I don't know black.
So he looks
Black,
like
black
this
is,
one.
so I look like that, right?
Closer to that than to white. White
So
people
why-
are closer to white.
Nobody's white here.
Yeah, I know, but they're not closer to it.
So why don't they just say what they are? Why don't they say I'm brown? That's we're not colorblind. We're all familiar.
Why is color so important?
It's not. Yeah, exactly. But no. It was important. It was important to white people. That's why they said, listen, you're black. It was important to them. It wasn't. We're trying to say, well, that's bullshit. We're trying to say it's important to who your ancestors, your descendants. Like you're from Somalia, so you'll be a Kushite. You'll be a descendant of Kush, which is the son of Ham. So you're a Hamite, okay?
Is that like the Berbers? Is that like the Berbers?
No, like you're a Kush, you're a descendant of Kush. So like people of Sudan, the Dinkas, the Maasai of Kenya, your real Ethiopians, they're also Kushites. Okay? The Hausa, those are your brethren, the indigenous people of the continent of what is now Africa. Like the people like West Africa, like Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, like West Africa, that were afflicted by the transatlantic slave trade. The Bantus, those people are not indigenous to that continent. They're migrants. They migrated from Israel to those regions because of Roman persecution.
This is Exodus 11.
So you'll find that when you come to, so when our people come here, we're letting them know, listen, really, we're the people of the Bible. Okay? We need to come out of this punishment. They're more what?
Comes down to
Oh, you mean we will come from Adam?
comes down to
Get that.
or not?
Now you're right, we all come from Adam. Right. So now when you look around, you realize that there's been a separation, even though we all come from Adam. We don't all. Right. Good.
Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra 6.
Listen close.
Verse 56. And it says, I'll stop in verse 54. It says, after these, Adam also whom thou hast made the Lord of all thy creatures.
Now, you know about the beginning. Adam. It wasn't just Adam. You had other people. Okay? Go ahead.
Of him come we all,
To him, of him come we all. Go ahead.
and the people as also whom thou hast chosen.
So there was a chosen people. Even in the Quran it says that. It says you should honor the children of Israel. And you guys, you're Muslim. So the Muslims, they believe that we broke the covenant. So therefore God is no more dealing with us. And now God is now dealing with the Arabs, the Ishmaelites. You know, God gave his word unto the Arabs. We should all learn from them. That's not the case. Go ahead.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made us the world for our sake.
So the scriptures say that the world was made for our sakes. Because we're the ones meant to be rooted. We're the originators, man. Okay? We're the originators. Okay, we were the first people. So the earth really belongs to us. Hold on.
Let me finish that.
Go on.
It's an overstatement, bro.
No way.
The way that belongs to you. Does not belong to me. No, does not belong to anyone else.
Most I never chose your people or other
It's not, it
nations.
doesn't belong to me. It belongs only to you.
Yeah, it belongs to us, the Israelites. The Most High chose us. He didn't choose everybody on the planet. He said, oh, you people, I'm going to bring you to Egypt.
So not everyone is equal then.
Of course not. That equality, that's the doctrine of Tower of Babel. Everyone coming as one. That's the New World Order. That all people,
So you don't respect- everyone equally?
listen. That's not a part of the intentions of the Most High. That's the Western Hemisphere belief system. The unisex, they're trying to destroy genders, trying to destroy nations. We all come together and eliminate. Or if you're not these people, you're not that people. We're all one people. So they're trying to destroy culture. They're trying to destroy languages. They're trying to unify everything. Okay, go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8.
Listen.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance,
The Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. So the Most High is about division. When He divided the nations, that's why you have nations living in this part of the earth, this nation living in that part of the earth. Okay, go ahead.
when He has separated the sons of Adam,
When He separated the sons of Adam, that's why Arabs, you're not gonna have the same compassion for another people like you would have for your own people. You know, that's why there's a thing called racism. People, there's nothing wrong with being a racist, being for your own people. That's prejudice. That's prejudice. That's hate and other. That's hate and having hatred for other people.
anti.
Racism means basically being for your own people. Okay? Being for you like a football fan. You support Arsenal, you're for Arsenal. You ain't gonna be supporting every football team out there. I'm about all teams getting together.
You're putting yourself on a better, because you're doing exactly the same as the people, but you're putting yourself on a better, on a different level. As soon as you do that, there you go. As soon as you do that, that means the other one is less than.
You other nations, you're not. How the hell can you be equal to something who's been chosen? Like, listen. Say if you're a man, and you see a room full of women, you go in there and you say, you see them, and then you choose one of them. And you say, I like this one, I'm going for this one. The reason why you're doing that because you believe that woman has better qualities about them than the other woman in the room. You ain't gonna choose one of them because you're probably feeling, no, I don't like her hips, I don't like her breasts, I don't like her breath. You like that one because everything about her, you said, yeah, she's for me, I'm choosing her above the other ones.
Perfect.
So listen, bro, when I'm saying that to people who aren't together, read on.
Yeah, listen, I just wanted to finish.
Go on.
It says He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is His people.
Lord's portion is His people, so He has a people. Go ahead.
Jacob is the lot of His inheritance.
Jacob is the Lord of His inheritance. Okay, so the God that you believe, that you call Allah, and Allah, that's just the Hebrew way of saying God. How do you say Allah? How do you say God in ancient Hebrew? Allah. Okay, so Allah, He has a chosen people.
Can I go back to the native? 1 second.
No, wait.
Go back to the nativology and the room of the one that's suitable for me.
Yeah.
And that's better for me. That's for me.
Right.
Someone else can walk into that room, same lady's there, and he'll be like, oh no, that one's better for me. But that doesn't mean that the rest of the ladies from someone else's perspective are any less worth.
So you're gonna choose one of them?
No.
Look, that's even in Islam. You can't. You can only have multiple women if you treat them all the same. You're gonna love one more than the other because you think one is better than the rest of them. So that's even in your religion. So you don't even know that.
I do. But I'm trying to tell you something else. It's a point of perspective. Because my beautiful girl, it's maybe not your beautiful girl.
Right.
But that doesn't mean those two girls are equally human.
Yeah, no, but you're not seeing what I'm saying. You're not seeing.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say on a base
say if
level-
you're good. Say if you're the Most High. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying say if you're good. Okay, you enter a room and you say I like this girl over others. I could come in and say, listen, I like that girl. I think I like this girl better than the rest of them.
You have 5 kids, would you like one better than the other? You would prefer.
In other words,
would you like the other person? And would you say, oh,
you might have a favorite. You might have a favorite one.
Of course you have a favorite one.
Right.
Would you say, okay, this person is now better than the rest?
Listen. If you favoritize one over the other, that's because you like that one better than the rest of them. Okay, meaning there's something about this one you think is better than the rest of them. Otherwise, you wouldn't choose that one to be your favorite. You choose another one.
I wanted to say this right now, right? Because see, the thing about it is, The reason why you think the way you do because you're under this new world order, westernized mindset. You think that that's the way to go, but that's not the way to go. If you look at how this society works in all societies, right? Even in ancient Egypt, okay, you had different branches of class of people. Okay, you had the ones on the top, the kings and the queens, etc. And then you had the middle class, okay, and then you had the poor. So somebody thinks, and it's not wrong with that, because somebody has to clean up the garbage, somebody has to do the labor, and somebody has to rule. So we all can't be number one.
We all can't be on the same level. That's the fairy tale that women are. That's the philosophy that women have. They just like everyone to speak nice to one another. Think about how that's gonna look like if that was actualized. Everybody just can't be equal.
Everyone can't be.
The one has to be ruling over the other. It's the way it is.
Wait. What gives you that? Because you think God chose you.
It's not
be
that
that
big.
person.
You see, but
Believe.
Can I
Sorry,
just say one
believe.
thing?
Believe.
No.
I gotta correct what you're saying, because you say because you said we think. We don't think, we know, because you said it.
We don't think we know, according to the scriptures, we're Judah. We know, based on what the Bible says, mainly foremost, about also external facts, that we are actually the Jews. We're Judah.
Okay. So you believe God chose you to be better than others?
No, we almost get that in on Jeremiah.
Actually, no, did I get it on Isaiah? This is Isaiah 40, stop in verse 15. Behold, the nations are as the drop of a bucket.
The nations are as a drop of a bucket.
And
you have a bucket full of water. The nations, okay, the Hamites, okay, the Pacific Island, and the Hawaiians, the Aboriginals. You got the Edomites, which are the red people. They call themselves white people. Then you got that, what you have here. You got that different East Indian, the Moabites. You know, you got these other nations. They're like a drop of a bucket full of water. If one drop escapes that water, you're just gonna keep on walking. You ain't gonna go care about that drop.
And it says, and are counted, and are and are counted as the small dust of the balance.
So you other nations, you're counted as a small dust of the balance.
Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
The isles is a very little thing, because who lives in the islands? These different Pacific Japhets, the Samoans, the people of the Aborigines, the Samoans.
And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering.
Yeah, because the Most High doesn't care about the sacrifices of the people of Lebanon, which are the so-called Arabs.
And all nations before man is nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. To whom then will you liken the Most High?
Right, so it says that the other nations, you're nothing, you're less than nothing. The Most High is all about his people. You other nations, you was created to serve us. You was created because we're the ones, the Most High, we're from the line of Adam. The Most High always had a chosen line. They told you that in the Quran. Don't go back to this one.
Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 6, verse 55 now. It says,
let him read it, and then we will say.
Yeah, this is 56. It says, as for the other people which also came out of Adam, which that's
other nations.
Thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and as likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from the vessel.
Yeah, so you're like unto spit. The Most High is not concerned with other nations. The Most High didn't make a covenant, making promises to other nations. He might have blessed you, like he blessed Ishmael with 12 sons. He blessed Esau, but he didn't make no promises, and he didn't make any special covenants or relationships with anyone. When you read the Torah, it's all about the Most High's special relationship that he had with our ancestors, us. And that's never going to change. You other nations, you're here to serve us. And that's what it's going to be like in the kingdom to come. That's what we're telling our people. The good news that we're telling our people is that, listen, we're not going to be looked down upon and hated among these other nations of people. We're not going to be called niggers, black. We're going to be the ruling class of the planet of existence.
Those in respect, they're not like
One more verse.
Let us, because he said,
I got one more verse.
he said, no, let us.